19 acts sang in Switzerland's expert-checked for Die große Entscheidungsshow 2016, the Swiss national selection for Eurovision. But only 6 have made the final, or rather 7, because Stephanie Palazzo was disqualified and subsequently replaced with Caso. Now you guys, we're running a poll on wiwibloggs to name your favorite. Currently, Caso is dead last with 0 votes. We apologize for that. In 5th place is Theo with Because of You. 4th place, Stanley Miller, Feel the Love. 3rd place, Bella C, Another World. 2nd place, Vincent Gross, Half a Smile. And our current leader, by a huge margin, more than 50% of the vote, is Rika, The Last of Our Kind. You guys, let's take these in reverse order, starting with 6th place, Caso, the song Disc d'Or, Gold Disc. Is it a gold hit?
Well, this certainly won't be forgotten, because Switzerland's national final is kind of unique in a way that so many weird and wacky songs enter, and yet every year they manage to pull out 6 of the blandest and safest entries and give them to the people to vote. So Caso, I don't rank the song at all in any way. I just dislike it completely, but it is completely memorable because they're jumping around on stage, they're shouting, they're banging guitars, they've accordions. They've basically brought the whole kitchen sink with them. And that approach, I don't know if it will win the votes, but it certainly livens up the show.
Well, actually, I liked how it started. It's funny, energetic, such a French-Swiss chanson. But then he started to talk, some speech in French. I couldn't understand that, it doesn't make sense for me. And then suddenly he pulled off his belt and started to push the drums. Like, what the hell went on? And then everybody died on stage.
Yeah, this is a hot mess. This reminds me of Moldova's Zadobzi Zadub. You remember they had the cone heads and the unicycles? It's like, as you say, the whole kitchen sink. I don't like spoken word. I feel like he's not singing, he's just talking. He's doing a striptease, but no offense, he doesn't have the form to do a striptease. There's an accordion. I'm liking the Romanian squeeze box realness. But no, I can't get behind this. I mean, it's great that it's not sterile. Switzerland's national selection, as Porg says, is often quite clinical. But this is just too much. In 5th place is Theo, Because of You.
It's very sleepy. It's relaxing. It doesn't offend, but it's not going to grab your attention, and I can't see it going anywhere. The vocals are fine, they're not outstanding, they're not going to pick up points. The melody is kind of non-existent in a way, it just continues on. Yeah, if he was a busker on the street, I'd pass him by without looking.
It's just boring, it goes nowhere. And I really can't stand his voice because it's just annoying and squeaky. And the song itself, just nothing. I can't care less about it. Basically, we've heard it so many times, the guitar and that vowing about love because of you.
Yeah, it's not memorable. The only thing I remember is that he has some kind of alternative vibe, and I remember that the harmonies were really off. I don't mind his voice. I think it's deep and resonant, and like if you heard it, you'd know it was him, but that's not enough. In 4th, Stanley Miller, Feel the Love.
I'm feeling charitable because it reminds me of a charity single. It's all peace and love, feel the love. Everybody's doing these hard things. These hard things, when Ryan Dolan did them in 2013, they were mildly fresh. Now, 3 years later, we're sick to death of them. The song itself, I say this about so many songs, but this is cheesy and ridiculously so. Even his smile is so white, it's dairy, and...
Don't blame him for being American.
Yeah, the song sounds dated, and it probably would have sounded dated 20 years ago. It doesn't really have any redeeming qualities as far as I can see.
I don't like how it sounds. It's full of cliches, like diamonds from the sky, paradise, shining bright, feel the love.
It's so funny you bring that up because I wrote cliche and wrote down those phrases, and also dancing in the moonlight. It's so Leanne Rimes 1990. It reminds me of Broadway, like from 20 years ago, like Rent, the musical. I like the choral element, but I don't think choral element is for Eurovision. Like Inner Choir Boy of the Year or something. It just, again, cliche, you called it. 3rd place, Bella C, Another World.
She'd clean up at the VMAs in the cruise ship category. Like, she'd win that hands down. It's very cabaret piano bars. You nearly expect someone to come up with your dinner while she's singing along. Yes, it's not really the kind of thing that I can envisage on a big stage in a packed arena.
Actually, I really like it. It's kind of Bondish style, but it takes me somewhere away outside of this planet. It makes me think of all the problems around the world. But the only problem I have with this song is her facial expressions. It's it looks so weird. Her when she sings "Another World" and she's like smiling and her eyes go just fall out.
Yeah, you know how women, when they give birth, they're screaming and shrieking? It's like this one would be like, ah, ah, she'd be pushing it out with a smile. There's something very creepy about the whole thing. I had the exact same feeling. Her voice is fine. I think she's very sultry and very breathy. It's very phone sex operator. Maybe y'all are too young for that, but like back in the day, that's how people got their kicks. It's just very, I think she should come back with a more modern song with an EDM beat. That's my solution for everything. Now, in second place is someone we actually interviewed here on wiwibloggs. It's Vincent Gross with Half a Smile. And I am going to kick this off by saying he is super sweet. This song is super sweet. It is perhaps a bit too sleepy to win or do well at Eurovision, but there's like an authentic quality to this. It's unfinished, and I think that's what makes it likable. It's still mainstream though. I guess you could call it an indie love ballad in a way. I quite like it, and depending on my mood, this is my number 2 or my number 1. Usually it's my number 2. But I think he's a credible contestant, and I think he can sing well live. He's really young. I think he's just 17 or 18. I wouldn't mind seeing him go to Stockholm.
I think with the right staging, he could do quite well and maybe reach the final, because I'm kind of getting Paradise Oscar vibes, Finland 2011. He's the same blonde boy next door look, and he's kind of singing a song that's kind of family friendly. So he could sweep up votes that way, and he's very charming. And compared to the other guitar ballad that Theo sings, there's no comparison.
It's a really enjoyable song. I like it, and especially I like his attitude on stage. I like his gesture, like how he just points a finger to you and then makes a smile. It's really nice.
Yeah, it's really tender. It's just, he's not a diva. Like some of these people, I'm not gonna name names, Bellacy, they feel like they've already arrived. Whereas he knows he's like climbing to something. It's like he doesn't expect to win. I get the sense he wants to win, but he doesn't expect to win, which is refreshing. Now you guys, first place by a huge margin, it's Miss Rika, the last of our kind. Pour, kick us off.
Well, I'm not surprised. Really, there's no comparison. This has so much class compared to the other entries. It's way more polished. I'm not completely in love with it. I think I might be kind of over-egging it a bit just because it's compared to the rest of the songs in the selection. But it has a certain kind of Margaret Burger. It has those kind of vibes of Fiji My Love, kind of electronic, but it's kind of cold and icy. I think this is what's going to win, but this is a Swiss selection, so I don't know what they like. Last year everybody presumed Time Bell would run away with it, and they ended up giving it to Manny Renee, and then she came last in her semi. So I don't know, but then even the look, she's very Sia. She's got the blonde bob and everything. So I'm looking forward to seeing what she does.
I understand why it's so favorite to win, but I'm not convinced. Yes, of course, it's powerful with nice melody, but for me it sounds kind of repetitive. And her chorus, like with the last of our kind, just repeats all over again with the same melody, and at the end of the song I'm totally bored.
Yeah, I think this song has great potential, but they really need to rework it before Stockholm if this wins. It starts off great, dark and edgy, but then it builds into something inspiring and hopeful. It's like, kind of like Sia. Her music is upbeat, but there's like a darkness to it. Basically, they're continuing the Loic Natet trend from last year. But yeah, she needs to cut and paste or something, give it more of a shape, because it's just flatlining for me. But I think the vocals are there. I think the look is there. I mean, she took a black trash bag and fashioned it into a dress, and it worked. this is amazing. She's a creative woman. I'm feeling really positive about this. I think right now I give the edge to Rika for the victory, and also I like a powerful female. Like
The signs are good. She's a Canadian as well.
building bridges across that ocean.
And the last Canadian was Celine Dion. So.